Hello everyone, this is Vanina Mangano, and in this brief presentation I'll give you a quick overview of the application process and then a few quick notes on maintaining that credential, the PMI-SP. I always recommend that everyone complete their application online on PMI's website, pmi.org. It's free to create an account online, and the entire process is quicker and easier. Once you start that application online on their website, you have 90 days to complete it. Once you submit that application, you will hear back from PMI within 3 to 5 business days. At that point, if your application is approved, you will be asked to pay the credential fees, and usually after you pay those fees, you find out if you've been selected for a random audit. About 12% of applications are randomly audited. If that's you, don't panic. All you have to do is provide basically proof that everything on your application is valid. And the most time-consuming piece is getting signatures from previous managers that the experience documented is indeed true. Everything else is a little bit more straightforward. For instance, if you completed a training course, just provide a copy of your certificate of course completion or something else showing that you've successfully completed the class, your high school diploma or your bachelor's degree diploma. All you have to do is provide a copy of that or something stating that you have indeed received that diploma. Once you complete that audit, or if you are not audited, once your application is approved, you have up to 1 year from that approval date to take and successfully pass that exam. You can take that exam within that 1 year window a total of up to 3 times. So obviously if you don't pass the first time, you can retake it again, and if you don't pass again, you have one more attempt within that 1 year window. If you do not pass any of those 3 tries, those 3 attempts you're given, then you must wait a period of 1 year and then reapply, with the idea that during that 1 year you're accruing more experience and you're doing a little bit more studying. And you either will take this exam through a paper-based exam or through a computer-based exam. Most of you will be taking the computer-based exam because in order to take that paper-based one, you have to live something like 186.5 miles away from the nearest testing center. And as of this presentation, PMI uses Prometric testing centers. So you can go to prometric.com to see where is the nearest testing center to you. However, you cannot schedule that exam, of course, until your application is approved. Once you have passed that exam, the moment that you do, you are considered to be a certified PMI-SP. From that moment, there's nothing you have to do. Prometric notifies PMI, and within a few weeks you'll receive your certificate, and you'll see that appear on your My PMI section of PMI's website. Every 3 years you must maintain this credential. That doesn't mean you have to take that exam again, but you must earn a minimum of 30 PDUs. That stands for Professional Development Units. This is basically how you stay on top of what's going on within the industry and you continue that learning process, or perhaps give back to the community. So earning these professional development units is actually fairly easy. You can take training courses on the topic of scheduling, of course. You can also do things like read articles on scheduling, the topic, although you're limited as to how many hours or how many PDUs you can earn in certain categories. So certainly take a closer look at this when it's time to maintain that credential, but that continuing credential requirement cycle is 3 years. And just to answer another quick question that I get often is, if you are PMP certified or you have another certification by PMI, can you take a class like, let's say, on project scheduling and have those PDUs count for multiple credentials? And the answer is yes. You can take a class and it can become a PDU, or it can qualify as a PDU for your PMI-SP certification as well as your, let's say, PMP credential. And that concludes this overview of the application process for the PMI-SP, as well as a few quick notes on how to maintain that credential. Good luck!